Welcome back. Let's do a defect run. Okay, random common relic, random colorless card, choose a rare card. Or obtain a random boss relic. I almost never swap out for a boss relic. There's very few where it's good enough to replace Cracked Core, and several that are kind of disasters. Choosing a rare card is very nice, but we need a shop that's conveniently placed, like this one is. Also, that shop needs to be positioned along a route that is otherwise good. This route has two hallway fights, 2 question marks, and a fire before the first elite. And then you could get 2 elites in the act off of that route. 2 elites is going to be the max here. So no complaints there. I would prefer it, obviously, if the question marks were before the shop, so that we can get events like Serpent that give us gold for curses. But I think I'm going to take the curse for rare card here. Rare cards for defect are pretty nuts. There's some game-breaking ones like Hyper Beam and Electrodynamics that really change how Act 1 works, so let's do it. These are not them. These are quite bad. Yikes. I guess we take Thunderstrike and then try and get all the lightning orbs. Who's our boss here? Hexaghost. I was kind of hoping it was Slime, because Thunderstrike is a great way to break Slime. Rainbow's okay. Rainbow kind of sets you up to be a Dark Orb deck. Also, I just realized this. The art for Rainbow, the lightning orb looks like a fireball. It does not look like a lightning orb. It's like a slightly color-shifted fireball. It's pretty weird. We could get Amplify. Amplify is so hard to make work, though. It's like such a really like late game, specifically creative AI combo card. But like, these are all really hard to make work. It's possible the right choice is Skip here, which feels terrible. But I guess we'll just commit to being a Thunderstrike deck. Okay, and what was the curse? It was Injury. Injury is not too bad. So we kind of don't need to go to a shop. We could even take this crazy 4 question mark route. Actually, since Injury is not too bad, let's take this 3 fight 2 question mark route. Because that has Fire Elite Fire. Oh wait, that only gets us one elite unless we go right up here. And then we have to fight 2 elites in a row, which is bad. We kind of need more card rewards, though. Maybe we just take this route, this 3 fight route. Yeah, I think I like that. And then we can either take the fire before the elite or the fire after the elite. Okay. I think it's dual cast double defend here. I could also believe double defend strike is good. Kind of depends on how long the fight is, but it takes a long time for 3 damage to add up to as much as 16. Although it's really to add up to 10 because it's 16 versus 6. We need to be developing zaps to make Thunderstrike good, but Thunderstrike is not good yet, so we're not going to play it over Strike and Zap. It's hard to do damage this turn, so we'll go ahead and double defend. Take 2. Thunderstrike does 14 now, which is still worse than Zap Double Strike, so we'll just Zap Double Strike. Maybe we can redraw Thunderstrike now that it's good. Oh great, okay. Just in time. These are all 0 cost synergy cards, which is not really what we're looking for. We do need an attack, and it's pretty good to be scaling against the Hexaghost. What I'm trying to say is, I think we're picking Claw. As usual, not happy about it, but it does do damage. So now we kind of have two ways of scaling up our damage. We can either do lightning orbs or claws, and they both scale up in parallel. This should be lethal. Yeah, it is. It's exactly lethal. Okay. Hologram combos with these two sort of scaling things, but Rip and Tear and Cold Snap are both better right now. Cold Snap also helps us develop a Frost Orb plan. Presumably with Thunderstrike, we're going to be picking like a lot of Lightning Orb cards, so it would be helpful to have at least one Frost Orb card, so that they're like at least rotating through. But Rip and Tear does way more damage than Cold Snap. Also, if we get any kind of strength scaling, that's really good for Claw and for Lightning Strike. So this is a this is kind of a rarity amongst card reward screens where I think all of these are not only viable, but like good. And they'll drive the deck in a little bit of a different direction. So we need to sit here for a second and think about what this deck is, what the challenges are likely to be, and what we're trying to accomplish. So I guess Hexaghost. Hexaghost does spend most turns attacking. He does have a couple of non-attacks in the sequence. So it's important both that you have some Frost Orbs, so that you're able to not spend your whole turn blocking every time, and that you scale up relatively quickly, because you don't really want him to hit his second 6x6 attack. And even if you are able to survive that 6x6 attack, the upgraded burns are no joke, so you need to be setting up to kill him like the next turn. Yeah, honestly, Akiran, like, you know, this is the standard sort of troll methodology. I understand that, picking the good card, but they are all totally reasonable. I think that you could totally pick any of them. But Hologram, like, it helps you scale. Like, it scales both of the game plans, and it does a really good job at it. Also, I don't really prefer Cold Snap for Frost Orb generation. I really prefer Cool Headed, particularly in decks that have zero-cost stuff. And we do have Claws, and we're likely to upgrade Zap so that we can make sure we're proccing Thunderstrike as often as possible. So we're going to want Cool Headed to be the source of our Frost Orbs. That being said, you don't always find Cool Headed, but I think Cold Snap, I'm going to say, is worse than Hologram, because they both block, but Hologram scales up our game plan, and Cold Snap doesn't. So it's Hologram versus Rip and Tear. Rip and Tear is like a damage source that's sort of orthogonal to our scaling. It's front-loaded, which is really, really helpful in like a lot of fights. So like a lot of hallway fights, in particular. If our plan is Claw and Thunderstrike, we're going to take a lot of damage while we develop that plan. So I think it's Rip and Tear here. Rip and Tear is an uncommon as well, so we're pretty likely to find a Hologram later if we want one, but we're unlikely to find a Rip and Tear later. So we're going to grab Rip and Tear. All right, thanks for sticking with me through that extremely long card reward screen. We definitely don't want to fight the light. Upgrades are not particularly relevant on either Claw or Thunderstrike, although Thunderstrike, it is significantly better than Claw. We do want Zap upgrades, and Dual Cast would be nice as well. Rip and Tear is okay, but it costs a lot of health. We could take the Fire before the Elite, but then we have to fight 2 hallway fights and an Elite before we get to the next Fire. So ideally we want to fight the Elite and then take the Fire. Also, this path is just better because we get an extra Fire over here, which we can't get if we go this way. So we want to preserve our health total so that we can take this path instead of this one. So we're not going to fight the light. Both Rip and Tear and Dual Cast have a problem where it's like they both randomly distribute damage. Rip and Tear is like weirdly similar to Dual Cast in this situation. It's like they do almost exactly the same thing. But I don't like. It sucks that I can't control it because I want to kill the acid slime, but I don't want to overkill him. You know? Whatever. Okay, he's dead. And we'll develop a Zap. 2 strikes is lethal, but we didn't get 2 strikes. We've got a strike and a claw. Okay, and turn is lethal. Thunder Strike is more fun. FTL's sort of part of the zero-cost synergy package. Streamline is technically also. Streamline has very similar scaling behavior to Claw, but I think I prefer FTL. FTL tends to be more useful later into the game, whereas Streamline sort of tops out in Act 1. We are currently in Act 1, though, so it's not obviously wrong to take Streamline. Cold Snap also totally an option still, but I think it's probably beaten out by FTL. We can heal for not 22, but what is it, 16? Or we can heal for 5 and get 5 max HP, or we can regret our decisions in the future. I do like relics, but I think this that donut's looking pretty tasty. Because we're going to lose a bunch of health and then go to a fire, and then the donut's going to give us extra current HP. Alright, it's really important that we develop our scaling game plans while Lagavulin is asleep. We can start that off with Claw, and then follow it up with Zap. We could wake up this turn with like FTL Rip and Tear, but like why? I would rather shuffle or get closer to the shuffle with Claw in it. Alright, so this turn we have to wake up, so it's double strike. We would like to fit a Zap in because we need a Thunder Strike to win this fight for us. So it's probably Zap, Rip and Tear, Defend. Dual Cast is a little bit more aggressive. Not necessarily wrong, though. But I think I prefer not to take 20. Given that we had a very poor wake up, so he's going to be around for a while. I think I like 2 defends and a strike. We're definitely going to do at least 1 strike and at least 1 defend. We're just figuring out what the last card is. So we're blocking for 5, we're dealing 6. Yeah, I think our health is more valuable than his. Thunder Strike does the most damage. Look at that. Oh, we probably should have Artifact Potion, but I guess we got paid off. So, worth it. Strike Dummy. There's a Ball Lightning. That pretty much jumps right to the top with Thunder Strike. We really need Ball Lightning type effects. So yeah, let's grab it. We could take a question mark before the fire if we would like. We kind of end up taking 2 fires in a row there, which is a little bit awkward. We could survive a fight right now, so I guess let's go and see if this is a fight. It is not. Okay, I'll transform a strike. It could be Electrodynamics, who knows? Alright, there's the Cold Snap. We never even had to pick it. It just really wanted to be in the deck. Probably taking a Thunderstrike upgrade. It's our main source of scaling. And that increases the damage by, I don't know, 20%-ish. We could also do Zap. We don't have like a scrape or anything, so there's not really any reason to have Zap at exactly 0 mana. Upgrading Zap just means that we're able to play it more frequently. But we're pretty much playing it every time we see it because of Thunderstrike. So it's really just the turns in which we draw a Zap, we have 3 energy rather than 2 energy. But this is a Thunderstrike deck, so we better upgrade that Thunderstrike. Also, Thunderstrike and Strike Dummy work together. So this is a quite crazy combination, actually. So this is 12 damage per Lightning Orb currently, which is kind of nuts. Potion Melt's great. I think we're going to rest here. We got an Elite coming up, so... We can double defend, which doesn't quite block out. But it's better than not blocking out, so... And then we should have lethal on him next turn. Which is nice. Yep, 12 damage. So if we had upgraded Zap, it would do 9 damage 2 times, which might be better in this situation. But, because if it hit him and him, then the other Lightning Orb could kill him too. So it would only take 7. That being said, I'm pretty okay taking 3. And now he's set up to die anyway. Oh, Ball Lightning is not a strike. Oh, man. We don't get the extra damage. I guess we'll dual cast first, which will probably kill him. Yeah, okay, great. Second Claw. Consume. If we're developing a lot of Lightning Orbs, Consume is pretty helpful. We also have a Cold Snap. Kind of like Consume. I think we're leaning more into the Thunderstrike scaling, especially since we have Strike Dummy. So I think we're going to go with Consume rather than Claw. This also says we really need to find an Energy Relic or Snaggle Eye. I'm just going to... I think of Snaggle Eye as an Energy Relic. I can almost double evoke a Cold Orb here, but not quite because I don't have 4 energy. We're always clawing. I think I'm going to Cold Snap first because I want that Frost Orb in the front. And then it's more important that we develop Lightning Orbs than we double evoke one. So the Thunderstrike is good. Yeah. Rip and Tear is lethal, so I'll do that. Regen pot's great. Barrage has some anti-synergy with Consume. It seems like Doom and Gloom is kind of not exactly good with what we're doing. If we're trying to develop a lot of Lightning Orbs and have Consume, we don't really want a Dark Orb in there, blocking up the works. We do need to take some defenses, even though the next fight can be Gremlin Nub. So I think I feel pretty good about taking Steam Barrier. Plus if we eventually get an all-for-one or something, then Steam Barrier is really nice. And we have FTL and Claw too. Okay. Please no Gremlin Nub. Yay! Let's punch the weak one. Okay. Guess dual cast is good. Oh, that's a surprise. Let's put the Cold Orb in front and develop the last orb. We're obviously going to drink Regen Pot here too. There's no point in Artifact or Fear Potions. Consume is really good in this fight. We kind of want to get to a place where we have like Consume and 2 Frost Orbs up. And the first one of the outside sentry is dead. We have a lot of random sources of damage, which is pretty unfortunate for sentries. Um, but you do what you can. So this does 12 random damage twice, which has a, let's see, the chance of it missing twice is 2 out of 3 squared, which is 4 out of 9, so it's like 45% chance of him staying alive. It also has a chance to kill the middle one, a 1 in 9 chance. So there's quite a few good outcomes here for Thunderstrike. If we do Thunderstrike, we are taking 8 damage. Most likely, unless we kill the middle one. So we could double block instead. Double block Strike Claw. Strike Claw actually also kills the outside one, so I guess I'll do that instead. I forgot how good strikes are. This is probably Consume Ball Lightning, which gives us 7 block. So Dual Cast does 10 to 2 targets, and then Strike or Claw would finish off the front one if it gets hit. Or he's already dead. Okay, sure. Alright, good fight. Vajra is great. Wow, that Thunderstrike is hitting so hard. 13 times Lightning Orbs? What the hell? Fairy in a Bottle is excellent with Potion Belt. Static Discharge is interesting for proccing a million Lightning Orbs. If you're able to health tank the first heart attack, the first heart multi-attack, and take 15 damage or whatever, then Static Discharge plus Lightning Strike will win you the run. I mean, it'll damage cap, I guess, against heart. It doesn't necessarily win you the run, but it does a lot of work. That fight is much later than where we are. But we are fighting Hexaghost, who does have a big multi-attack. So it's not crazy. But I think we probably need to pick Glacier or Loop here. Glacier is really good with Consume too. But Loop is also really good with Consume. I think I prefer Loop a little bit. Yeah, because Loop and Consume have sort of a multiplicative relationship, which I really like. So let's take Loop. Sorry, Kieran. We gotta try to win. We haven't had any wins today. We're always doing this. We're always doing this, and I guess I would rather defend Dual Cast than do 13 damage. Alright, let's do that, and these. And the other ones don't matter. I could have probably killed him with Vulnerable Potion. Artifact Potion doesn't do anything against Hexaghost, so I think I will just purge the web here. I really don't want to get hit for like 20, which he can totally do. No thank you, friend. I'm not in the market for nets today. Hologram gets us more Lightning Orbs or more Claws, depending on whichever one's stacking up faster. So I think I like Hologram here. I mean, it gets you whatever you need, right? 36 is a pretty unfortunate health total, unfortunately. It's exactly the bottom of one of Hexaghost's ranges. And we have no way to self-damage on the first turn. We could take a Hologram, and or we could upgrade Hologram so that it doesn't exhaust, which makes it much better. And helps us scale up lightning stuff. Or we could upgrade Zap and potentially get it in on more turns. I think I like upgrading Zap first and then Hologram. And then eventually you play, Zap, Hologram, Zap for 0. Or I guess Hologram doesn't cost 0, but you play 2 Zaps for 0. No, we need some long-term scaling in this fight, and hologram upgrade does a better job of that. Consume loop is pretty appealing. Turn 1 Thunderstrike does basically nothing. We're probably going to double consume in this fight and go down the 1 orb slot, which is pretty silly. We're just going to play the best cards. Okay. Probably want to both Zap and Ball Lightning here. We should probably use Vulnerable Potion. Probably should have done it earlier, but I didn't, and I didn't think about it. I think we want skills, so I'll take Chrysalis. 2 charge batteries, okay. Here's my Hologram Plus, so I can get back, let's see. So Hologram Plus is blocking for 5, we're always doing this, so we're blocked out. So we can get back, actually, Thunderstrike here. Oh wait, no. I keep forgetting Hologram doesn't cost 0. I'm not sure why I think that, but it does. It's not true. I guess we could take back Ball Lightning. It's not super exciting, but... Stacks up Thunderstrike. Claw scales by 2 for each Claw you've played. Thunderstrike stacks by 13 for each Lightning Orb you played. Lightning Orbs are much easier to play, and 13 is a much larger number than 2. It's kind of silly to have both of them in the same deck. I guess I'm interested to see what that Chaos does. If it's a Lightning Orb, then I get a extra Thunderstrike damage. Okay. Take that. I guess I'll hologram back the Chaos. See what that does. Could have done some extra damage. I didn't realize that was an option. I guess I'll Cold Snap and Zap. It feels like a bit of a waste to go up to 8 energy this turn, but oh well. Oh, we're dead. Oh, he's dead. Cool. Well, in that most recent fight, we could have done a Meteor Strike, but no. Machine Learning is kind of nice, especially if we've got lots of zero-cost stuff. It's pretty welcome. Amplify, we don't really have any powers to amplify. We have Loop, that's it. Eventually we want to find like Capacitor and stuff though, because Consume. Machine Learning is kind of a weak card, because you have to play it, and you have to draw it, and it costs 1. But it does help your zero-cost stuff cycle faster, and it helps you get back to your Lightning Strike. So I think I'll take Machine Learning. It doesn't feel great. But I'll do it. No Snecko Eye, no... the only energy relic is Coffee Dripper, which I don't know if we can afford. Runic Pyramid's pretty interesting. Runic Pyramid's a really great card. And we have lots of zero-cost stuff. It does fight quite a bit with Machine Learning, though. That is not a great combo. But I think we take Runic Pyramid and then we do some energy manipulation stuff, probably. And obviously, more Lightning Orbs. It's really good with Thunderstrike because it helps us wait until the right turn. It's also really good with Hologram, because we can like control when things get shuffled and yeah. Fights a little bit with FTL too. Any card draw makes makes Runic Pyramid's job a little bit more difficult. But it's Coffee Dripper's Suicide, so I think I would take Skip over Coffee Dripper, and Black Star's marginal value is just way lower than Runic Pyramids. You take such control of the game with Runic Pyramid. I think it's hard to argue that Black Star is correct. Hyper Beam guy. We have a bunch of money, so we should probably go to the store. Hey, thanks for the follow, my Nona. Let me introduce myself a little bit. I am a game developer who is streaming Slay the Spire and trying to present both a player's perspective but also a game designer's perspective. And I'm sort of like spending half of my time streaming to like build an audience and a relationship with the community, and then spending the rest of my time building a game that I think that community will like. So the end game here is I get everybody who hangs out here to buy the game. I will invite you to the Discord in case that is something you're interested in. But no pressure if you don't want to, that's fine too. Okay, so Act 2, we're doing weird lightning orb stuff. We want to go to a shop, probably this one or that one. This one's on kind of a hard path, 4 fights and then an elite. And then a forced mega elite later. I don't think we're doing that one. So we have to do this path. And then I guess we don't have to make a real decision until here, so we'll just think about it a little bit more when we get there. This is scary. They're all buffing. But we get to keep our defense, so that's nice. We'll go ahead and dual cast and see who gets weak. We have like Steam Barrier, Hologram, Steam Barrier. We are hurting for block a little bit here. I guess let's FTL first and see what we draw. It's possible we knock one of the birds down, particularly if Rip and Tear hits the same target twice. I guess maybe let's Rip and Tear first, and then FTL one of the targets that Rip and Tear hit. We have Claw too, so if we Rip and Tear, FTL a target that Rip and Tear hit, we can Claw, Hologram, Claw to knock that target down. And if Rip and Tear hits a target twice, then great, we can just FTL Ball Lightning and kill it. So there's a 1 in 3 chance that Rip and Tear basically knocks a bird down, or enables us to do so. Okay, so I'll hit the weaker one. We did get Claw, okay. We only have to hit him twice, so we could theoretically hologram something else and hit him with Ball Lightning, but I think we need to spend the rest of our energy defending. Let's validate that assumption. So they're attacking for 27. Hologram is definitely happening, so I'm blocking for 5. I need to block for 22 more. So that's going to be 2 defense and a Steam Barrier, I think, which isn't 22, but you know, it's not far off either. We're only taking like 6 damage. Okay. So Claw, Hologram, Claw. I guess theoretically we could have hologrammed Rip and Tear too, but that's just less consistent. Oh, I thought I had an extra energy for defend. I'm not sure where that math was wrong. I guess I wasn't accounting for Rip and Tear, which had already happened. Thunderstrike's pretty useless right here. So is Consume. And we can't knock a bird down. We're probably going to want to defend. Maybe defend Ball Lightning Zap and set up for Thunderstrike next turn. Injury is quite bad now that we have Runic Pyramid. I didn't think about that. So we're probably gonna have to remove injury at the shop. Okay. It's possible they kill him and block for 4. Okay, they are only blocking. They're only attacking for 15 here, so we could um, like consume or something. If we let Thunder Strike, we're going to be hitting for 6 times 3. So we can't knock a bird down because 3 is not big enough. I'm a little scared that this guy's buffing. I guess we could kill him with Thunder Strike, potentially. We did just shuffle, so all of our lightning cards are back over here. Zap Ball Lightning. We really need to get that Zap upgrade now that we've got Runic Pyramid. We could double defend Cold Snap this turn and take 3. Other options that block is Consume Cold Snap, which blocks for, I don't know, 4. We would take 11. We don't have anything in our hand that costs 0, so we can't like double defend Hologram something. We can double defend Hologram, but we would have to take back a defend, which I think is probably not what we want to be using Hologram for. It does stall the fight out while our lightning orbs work, but it also limits our draw. We would only draw 2 cards. But pretty much anything we do has limited draw upside. We could Cold Snap, Hologram, Cold Snap. It's kind of interesting. Blocks for 9. We take 6. We could kill this bird. Oh no, we can't quite kill him. Yeah, I think I like that best. Okay, Claw kills him. That's clean. And then this does 18 damage to him and kills him too. Second copy of Consume, I don't think we're in for that. Fusion, I was talking about doing energy manipulation things. We need the Fusion to be upgraded, but it's an uncommon, so I don't think we can wait around for an upgraded version to fall into our laps. We desperately need the energy, so I guess I'll take it. But it doesn't feel great. Data Desk is great. Probably removing a card here. Gambling Chip is nice. Let's see, what are we gambling chipping for if we do that? Gambling Chip isn't really super necessary. Since we have Runic Pyramid, our hand ends up pretty predictable pretty quickly, even without Gambling Chip. But with both Gambling Chip and Runic Pyramid, if we end up having like a combo that we're trying to set up, we will be able to do it like first turn very reliably, which is pretty nice. But we can barely afford the Gambling Chip, so if we do a card remove, we can't use Gambling Chip. And there's no discard synergy at all for no discard or exhaust stuff for defect. So there's pretty much no way to get rid of that injury once it's in the hand, unless we find like medical kit. We are trying to kill people with lightning orbs, so Data Disc is pretty appealing. So I think the play here is card remove, Data Disc, and then maybe buy a potion. Probably Focus Potion. Can we afford that? Yes, we can. Okay. Earlier in the act, I would have taken a cool-headed, or like last act, I would have taken a cool-headed, but the draw currently is not useful. So first up, let's card remove that, and then Data Disc. We still have 100 here. We can't buy 2 potions because the potions aren't conveniently costed. But we could buy a Focus Potion and a Go for the Eyes. Go for the Eyes is quite good with Runic Pyramid. So I think I'll do that. Oh wait, we can't quite afford that. Do I do just Go for the Eyes? I'm not sure if Go for the Eyes is better than a Focus Potion. We aren't fighting an elite particularly soon, though, so the value of a potion is slightly diminished. But we do have a potion belt, so we can pretty much hold on to it for as long as we need. It is very concerning that we have no way of getting rid of wounds. So it's pretty possible to have your hand be full of wounds versus slavers and be unable to win the fight. It's also possible to be completely stalled out in that fight if you have only Frost Orbs left and only wounds in hand against just the last slaver. As long as your focus is high enough, you just have to like abandon the run. It's pretty unlikely to happen. We only have one source of Frost Orbs, so we pretty much have to walk into it intentionally. But it's kind of interesting because it's like it doesn't really count as a loss, right? It's like and they're still there today. the run's still happening. We're gonna pan the camera away to somewhere more interesting, but we don't have to take a loss. Swift Strike would have been pretty good, but it's slightly too expensive. I think I will take a Go for the Eyes over a Focus Potion. We're just in a tremendous amount of trouble with energy, so having a card that we can draw that costs 0 is pretty nice. But like it blocks too; it does stuff. Upgrading all strikes and defend is pretty appealing, especially since we have strike dummy, so our strikes are already like pretty amazing. If we had seen this before the store, we definitely would have snap-picked the card remove, probably, but upgrading all is usually the correct option there. Unplayable and innate with Runic Pyramid is pretty disastrous, so I don't think we're picking this. I would love to see what the relic is, but no. Alright, upgraded defense makes this fight feel much more possible. We can just triple defend here. They block for 16 by themselves, so I'm not like desperate to triple defend. We're only taking 5. But then that is exactly 5 blocks, so maybe we should just do it. Yeah, I think so. We're always playing Claw. I guess we can play Rip and Tear first, because it would remove one more plated armor. Wow, strikes are hitting for 13. Vajra, Strike Dummy, and the event that upgrades all strikes. Those are double damage strikes now. We're probably going to use Defend Plus and Steam Barrier this turn, which blocks out, and only spends 2 energy. So we've got... Oh wait, that doesn't block out because we are frail. So then we'd probably spend the remaining energy on Rip and Tear, Ball Lightning, Claw. Ball Lightning just so that we're charging up Thunderstrike. Okay. I think I want to play Strike first. Strike removes the plated armor all by itself, and then we can FTL and still draw. And we'll go ahead and apply a weak with that. We can't block with anything. So I guess we have Cold Snap. So I'll Cold Snap... let's see, we've only channeled 2 lightning. If we channel a 3rd one, then this is going to queue up to do 39 damage next turn. It's not... It is actually lethal, so that's... Okay, I'll take the guaranteed lethal for next turn. Sure. And we have no side quests, so I'll just do it. We're probably just waiting until our potion slots are full and throwing away Snecko Oil. I kind of hate Snecko Oil. Stack is really great with Runic Pyramid because you can just wait until it's perfect and then stack for 1,000,000. So I'll grab Stack. Recursion, if you upgrade it, both cost 0 and evokes lightning orbs, which is pretty neat. But we need some more ways to block, and stack is definitely that. I think we need to rest here. We're only at 13, so. Alright, here's the fight after which we have to make all of our pathfinding decisions. Wow, they're hitting really hard. I guess we're going to play all the cards, and the correct order is this and then that, and then this. Only blocks for 2, though. Maybe we just drink the Snecka oil right now. Okay. Stack still costs 1. Machine learning is totally useless. Hey, Zap costs 0. That's nice. Fusion also costs 1. That's a discount. I guess we Zap Fusion, or Fusion Zap Stack. Fusion Zap so that if we dual cast in the future we can get 1,000,000 energy. Still not blocking out, but only taking a little bit of damage. Okay, we have Hologram and Claw, so we can double Claw if we feel like we need to. We also have a 0 cost Zap in the graveyard, so we can like do some crazy shenanigans where we like Hologram Zap, dual cast the Plasma, and then play everything else in hand. Yeah, I mean, I would like to develop like Consume and Machine Learning this turn, so I guess we'll plan on that. FTL first, see what the card is. Okay. Hologram for Zap. Zap. Dual cast, get 5 energy. Go for the eyes, and Claw go on you. This is a perfect time to consume. We don't have quite as much energy as I thought I was going to have. Consume, let's see, Cold Snap would block for 4. So we'd block for a total of 7. And then we can fit in a strike too. Yeah, we just take 3. It's not too bad. I guess it blocks for 5, huh? Oh, we have 3 focus. Oh, because Data Disk. Got him. Forgot about the old Data Disk. We could Thunderstrike right now. It's a little bit dangerous. If 2 of them hit the Mystic, she would die and he would enrage. So I think we're going to avoid that one. As long as the Centurion's alive. If we Ball Lightning Loop, we set up to have a bunch of armor in the future. And then we have 5 cards, so we can just stay here. Let's just do a bunch of damage. Ooh, wave! They both hit Centurion. That's nice. Uh-oh, hands full. I guess I'll FTL last to avoid drawing. No, it doesn't make any sense to avoid drawing. The only reason to avoid drawing is so I get more draws later with hand size. And I don't want to avoid drawing so that I can draw later. Thunderstrike is way more likely to kill Centurion than Mystic at this point, so I'll go ahead and let it rip. Alright, we can go for Fusion again. The hand is completely full, so I don't feel bad doing Fusion. We'll strike the Mystic, sure. We should play one of these cards just to get it out of hand. Because we have a ton of block. And we need to draw back to Lightning Strike. Looks like we just have lethal, so I'll take it. Storm is interesting. We currently have 1 power. That's not true. We have 2 powers. We have Loop and Machine Learning. And we need more sources of Lightning Orbs. Storm becomes innate? Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird one. I really like Fusion as well. Fusion's quite nice. We really need like an electrodynamics and not like a storm exactly. Rebound is kind of fun with the claw stuff and like zap. We have not been able to get zap upgraded, so I need to alter my thinking a little bit. I keep thinking like zap is free, but it isn't. It's not really queued up behind any other really important upgrades, though. I think next time I have a free upgrade, I'm doing zap. I think Storm is pretty good in Runic Pyramid deck, because you can control exactly when, in what order you play your powers, if you need to. It's kind of better in like an Echo form or Creative AI deck, though, and this is not one of those yet. It seems likely that we would want to pivot to being that direction. Fission also has some additional value. Fission like badly needs an upgrade. So if we take Fission, Zap does go to the back of the bus a little bit. But Fission gives you extra energy, which is nice, especially since we have Fusion. And it costs 0, but then again, it also draws cards, so you don't get a ton of value out of that extra energy. Your hand is still full. I think I'll take Storm, mostly just because I don't want to take a card that I like have to upgrade again later. Also, it has a negative synergy with Consume, and we still haven't found whatchamacallit? Capacitor. Alright, so I think we're still planning on going right, because otherwise we're forced into a Mega Elite. Loop is nice. We might need to just Orb of Darkness right now, because Snecko Eye is pretty scary for Runic Pyramid decks. You pretty much inevitably end up with your hand clogged full of a bunch of garbage that costs 3. So I think we're gonna Essence of Darkness before we Cold Snap. Oh wait, I'll hold the Cold Snap to proc an orb later. I'll hold all these cards, because regularly costed cards are now a resource. Oh wow, it made Darkness cost 0, dual cast cost 0, and it kept Claw's 0 cost. Wow, Thunderstrike also cost 1. Maybe Snecko is just going to be super nice to me, and none of this, I don't need to worry. So dual cast does 40. The most damage is Ball Lightning, Cold Snap, dual cast, which evokes all 3 orbs. This one twice, so it would do 20, 33. 33 plus 26 is 59, so nowhere close to lethal. And we can just hold those if we want, and block for 18. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the claw out of the hand, and block for 18, and I think we probably have lethal next turn. So next turn it's going to go, this one's going to go up by 14 to 34. We can't really dual cast the first one if we want to evoke the other 2, though. Okay, well, whatever. We're going to strike. We could also Steam Barrier. It only blocks for 2, though. So I think I'll just leave it alone. Alright, we've got a 3 mana go for the eyes. Very exciting. Okay, so let's count damage again. Cold Snap does 7, Ball Lightning does 8, that's 15. The Lightning Orb itself would do 4, so that's 19. And then we're evoking all of these, this one twice. So 19 plus 34 is 53, plus 20 is 73, plus 40 is lethal. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we could dual cast the 34. So the problem with dual casting the 34 is that then we don't evoke all of them. So the marginal value of getting an extra 14 damage is less than the marginal value of evoking all of the dual casts, so it is slightly lower maximum damage. So Steam Barrier Plus seems really nice. Gets out of the hand, blocks. Loop is nice because makes you win longer fights. You get a lightning orb out of it with Storm. You could double proc things that are in front. Charge Battery also kind of costs 0, and it doesn't have the Steam Barrier problem of eventually it does nothing. Also, Charge Battery has sort of an interesting property where, like, if you get the double energy defect synergy stuff, having 4 energy on 1 turn is better than playing a card that costs 0. So I think for that reason I will grab the Charge Battery. Also, hi Myona, I don't think I've seen you around here before. Sorry to contradict you on our very first interaction. Let's see, do we care about Orichalcum? It seems pretty good. Sometimes we have trouble blocking, and it's nice to be able to block without spending a card in hand. Yeah, it was actually. I wish that I had spelled it out better while I was talking about it, because I was thinking that I was like, "How do we get the maximum damage?" Well, we do this, this, and that, and I kind of flubbed. I didn't say it. We are taking damage this turn because the most we can block for is 5. That's not enough. So we will just let Orichalcum go off. And I guess we'll spend our energy as much as we can, which is on these things. This looks like we're probably losing fair in about this fight. No, it's don't worry about it. Even if you are backseating, that is you're welcome to interact with the stream in the way that you most enjoy. He's hitting for 21. We can block for 24, but we blow all of our defense, and we're left with a very expensive hand after that, which makes me a little bit nervous. We could energy pot this turn to get consume up, as well as playing all these defense. Maybe what we want to do instead is block for... we can block for exactly 21 if we defend hologram. And we could hologram back the consume, so we would end up consuming twice. Which doesn't develop any lightning orbs, but it does make the lightning orbs do more. Yeah, I think I like that plan. It does cost 5 energy, so I have to use the energy potion to get it, but that's what it's here for. Could get back a strike instead. Strikes do quite a bit of damage, but he'll take the consume. We can fusion and then evoke the fusion to make it kind of free. That kind of makes it sound like we're dying this turn. 24 is a lot of damage. We need to block at least 7 of it, or we die. That's just 1 defend. Blocks for 7. I guess let's FTL first and see what we draw. Okay, I think if we can, we would like to block. We would like to go for the eyes on a future turn. Currently, go for the eyes blocks for 6, but on future turns, it'll block for more because he'll do, like, for example, 7 times 5, and because of the way the rounding works in this game, 7 rounds down to 5, and then him attacking for 5 times 5 instead of 7 times 5 blocks for 10. However, I don't really want to pass up draw to get that, and it looks like our hand's going to be pretty stuffed at the end of this turn. Okay, so how do we block for 24? We've got Charge Battery, which I really want to play, so I have 4 energy next turn. And then Defend blocks for 15, Other Defend 23. It's pretty close. We could substitute in a Steam Barrier instead of one of those defends if we wanted to fit in a Zap. And then we would take 3. Or we could just go for the eyes and Charge Battery, Defend, blocks for 15. He's only hitting for 18. And then we still have 1 energy for Zap. I think I like that. We don't have any other source of weak, but we need to develop a Zap this turn so that we're killing him. We could Steam Barrier to block for 3. Steam Barrier, in the best case scenario, only blocks for 6, so it's not like we're wasting a ton of its potential. Plus the wounds are pretty significant, so I think I will. Alright, here's the aforementioned 7 times 5 turn. And we're totally unprepared for it, despite the fact that I literally mentioned exactly what it was going to be. Okay, so we die this turn. His 3rd attack would currently kill us. If we block for 8, then it would kill us a little bit later. So we're proccing Fairy in a Bottle. Fairy in a Bottle heals us to 30% of 75 is what, like 22 or something, 23. So we don't get much overblock value out of this. Whereas, like, normally if you get overkilled by like 20, Fairy in a Battle still brings you back to 30%. Storm is getting 0 value this fight. It's too fast. We're definitely going to Claw. Okay, so we have a total health of 18 plus 30% of 70. Let's just say that's 20, just to be conservative. I guess I'll just figure out what it is. Grumble, grumble. Alright, it is 22 in this game. Okay, so we'll be resurrected at 22. So that's a total of 40 health. So we need to take 39 or less damage. He's only doing 35 right now, so if we don't block at all, we do survive. Plus some additional, because there will be some amount of overkill. Currently that would be 3 additional health. So we could just hit him, and maybe we need to do that to win. So if we spend this turn, the max damage is Rip and Tear, Strike, Strike, Dual Cast, and then next turn we'd probably Thunder Strike. Would have been better if we'd drawn Ball Lightning this turn, but we didn't. We could theoretically, no, not quite. We could almost get a Plasma Orb and Dual Cast it, but that doesn't quite work. Because if we played Consume and then Fusion, we'd get a Plasma Orb, but we would be out of energy and Dual Cast cost 1. Okay, so if we Strike, Strike, Rip and Tear, we're doing 13, 26 plus 16 is 42 damage. 42 minus 105 is, I don't know, math, 63. Minus 12 from this, so it's 51. Thunderstrike is not doing 51 damage. Thunderstrike does 26 damage. So we cannot kill him next turn, if that's the plan. We need to plan on surviving next turn. Okay, a good way to survive next turn is if we draw Stack and play it with a full deck. But that means we would have to play exactly 3 cards this turn. so that our hand would be full. Is that correct? So we got 3, 6, 9 cards. No, we'd only be able to play 2 cards this turn, so that we draw exactly 3, so that the stack is guaranteed to be in there. And stack doesn't block for like that much. It would block for 15, or I guess 15 plus however many cards we play next turn, so potentially more. Alternately, if maybe there's some out where we like play Thunderstrike this turn and then shuffle and draw it again. The problem is Thunderstrike actually does less damage than the other attacking alternatives. It only does 26 damage, which is just the same as 2 strikes. And it costs 3, whereas the 2 strikes only cost 2. So maybe we just take the max attack turn and then also defend and let the shuffle happen and hope we get more strikes back. I don't know about that plan. If we just do damage this turn, we can let Orichalcum block. If Orichalcum blocks, we are at 24, which means we would take 21 before dying and overblocking for 4. So we could play the 3 attacks and Storm. Does Storm do anything? No. There's definitely no powers in our discard pile. Storm is literally useless. We could play Fusion and have a chance of playing extra cards next turn. I'm not sure what those extra cards would be that would cause us to win. We could play Ball Lightning and Thunderstrike. So we'd be playing Fusion Double Strike. Actually, Rip and Tear Strike. Rip and Tear does a little bit more than Strike. We also get a little bit of extra damage from evoking an orb. I guess technically Dual Cast does more damage than either Strike or Rip and Tear, but then I lose the orb. Okay, so let's Fusion, Rip and Tear, Strike, and then we have to hope that our draw has a lot of damage in it, which is possible. Okay, so if we Cold Snap Dual Cast, we get a bunch of energy, and then we can kind of go off, maybe? Okay, so if we, or we can Ball Lightning Dual Cast. We don't have to do Cold Snap. But maybe we don't need that much energy. So the only things we want to play that cost energy are Thunderstrike, Strike, Ball Lightning, Cold Snap, and Strike, which total is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9's quite a bit. I don't think we're getting to 9 without dual casting the plasma. If we aren't going to dual cast the plasma, we have 6 energy, so we'd have to cut 3 energy. And if we are dual casting the plasma, we have 8 energy, so we still have to cut 1. Well, if we're going to cut 1 card, it's probably Cold Snap. Yeah, that's sort of the next thing I'm trying to figure out is like, is this plan lethal? Okay, so the plan we're talking about is Ball Lightning, dual cast. Dual cast hits plasma, so it doesn't do any damage. So we've done 11 damage plus 8 is 19. And then Thunderstrike is only hitting for 39. So 18 plus 39 is 57, which is lethal for sure. So yeah, maybe that's what you were trying to tell me, is that it's just straight up lethal with nothing else. Okay. Second copy of Ball Lightning is pretty good. Also, thanks for the help, the 6'4" ninja. Oh, you're probably 6'4" tall. I get it. I am quite tall myself. You can't tell because I'm at a standing desk, so it's like I could just crouch, I guess. But yeah, I'm like 6'5", so pretty much the same. I am, however, not a ninja. You got me beat on that one. Ball lightning seems good because thanks for the follow, appreciate it. I've already done this once this stream, but I'll do it again. I'm a game developer, and I'm streaming to try and build a community of people who might like to buy the games that I like to make. And so the reason I'm playing Slay the Spire is because I am developing games that are somewhat similar to Slay the Spire. I just dropped a link to the Discord in the chat if you want to come by. It is not super active, so I'm not trying to overpromise that. I pretty much just post there when I'm about to go live. We really need more energy manipulation. And ball lightning is not energy manipulation. So I'm not sure it's a great idea. However, we also need to outscale Hyper Beam guy in a couple of floors, and we are not on track to do that. We're way behind. So I think taking ball lightning is pretty reasonable, just to try and catch up. Because we need to juice up Thunderstrike a little bit. This kills us, so we'll do that one. Taking 2 damage is not too bad. It's also kind of a card that costs 0. It like gets out of the way because it does leave your hand, even though it doesn't say that. It leaves your hand when it does its damage. I think we're going to rest and go to the store. We're going to skip this elite. Actually, let's think about the elites really quick. So the possible elites are... we just fought Boko Stabbing, so it can't be that again. It could be Slavers or Gremlin Leader. We're probably pretty good against Gremlin Leader. I feel like we can knock down Gremlins pretty easily. But then I think he probably outscales us and we die. 37 is not a ton of health, and he does generally 33 on his first attack. So I think we're gonna wimp out and go to the store. We get a second Go for the Eyes. I was really hoping for like an all for one. That would be really nice here. Upgrading 2 attacks is kind of interesting because all my strikes are upgraded, so it would have to hit. Claw is kind of a disaster. Rip and Tear is not great. FTL is pretty good. Ball Lightning. There's another copy of Ball Lightning. Cold Snap. And that's it. Go for the Eyes. Go for the Eyes is pretty good. I don't normally buy Whetstone because it hits strikes, but it's not bad here. Loop helps me power up against Hyper Beam guy. Get some residual damage. Yeah, it is attacks. What's the graphical one for the one that's skills? I forget. Abacus is terrible. We're pretty much never triggering Abacus. We do have a curse. It's not a bad curse though. Taking 2 damage is not a big deal. Plus it costs 100. I don't get to do anything else if I do it. Although I could get Loop and remove a curse. What's the worst case scenario for Whetstone? Obviously Claw. Claw and probably Cold Snap. It's pretty uninspiring. The best case scenario is probably FTL and Go for the Eyes. Even that's not super impressive. The Go for the Eyes upgrade is definitely the best part of it. We could get another Go for the Eyes. Oh no, we can't afford that. Yeah, okay. I think card remove and a Loop is probably right. Okay, max block is Cold Snap, Hologram, Defend. And we're going to hit for 24. So that would block for 8, 13, 15. It also would not proc Art of War. It'd be really nice to proc Art of War. Actually, we can defend Hologram Defend, block for 23, and proc Art of War. Yeah, I think I like that. Procking Art of War is a really big deal. Get these... oh, why did I say 24? I start getting cards out of my hand. He's multi-attacking again, though. That's unfortunate. What's the max block here? Is it like Consume, Cold Snap, Stack? I guess you'd Claw before Stack. FTL maybe, find something. Okay, let's give FTL a chance. That's not something, that's nothing. Yeah, I don't see a better option than Consume, Cold Snap, Stack with a Claw. Claw is actually pretty useless right here. It just gets one block on Stack. Otherwise, it's completely hitting the malleable block. I guess hitting the malleable block is not nothing because we do have Lightning. And we have a little bit of extra energy. Oh, right. Stack is in here. Okay. Actually, that stack was pretty useless because it blocked for the same as Orc Alchem would have. I guess we can set up for Thunderstrike next turn. Thunderstrike for 39. Alternately, we could put the Frost Orb in front and develop Loop so that we have 10 block next turn. We're getting debuffed pretty severely. It's going to be frail and weak. So I kind of like the put the Frost Orb in front play. And then just do as much damage as we can now. I'll do Ball Lightning, Rip and Tear, Loop. I want to do Rip and Tear second so that the malleable is less relevant. Although I guess it's going to block the Lightning Orb anyway. So this is 9 times 2 is 18, plus so 24. Shouldn't be. Alright, so we're already blocked for 5. We can block for 15 by evoking that. And then 21, 25, so we can block out pretty easily and set up a Thunderstrike for next turn. Okay. I guess I'll develop Loop? I guess Strike does... No, Strike does less damage than Loop because malleable. Or I guess they do the same amount of damage, but Loop is developed over time. I will go for the Eyes because we have Lethal next turn, so blocking for 1 is worth it. Okay. Second copy of Steam Barrier is pretty nice. The deck is very full, and Steam Barrier feels a little bit garbagey. I wish that we had an alternate way of blocking. I think we skip here and rest. Alright, probably want to zap turn 1. If I zap and charge battery, I have a bunch of energy turn 2, but I'm not sure why I would need that. So I think I just zap and chill to get the extra Art of War energy. No, because I'm wasting 2 energy to get 1, which is probably wrong. So I'll go ahead and Coulson put the Frost Orb in front, and then play the other team. All right, Go for the Eyes has got a lot of artifact charges to get through. We could Storm and then Machine Learning. This is the first time Storm has actually done anything in the run. We probably want a Charge Battery and Steam Barrier, which blocks for 13, 16, so we'd be taking 8. But that only takes 1 energy, so we can still Storm and Machine Learning. That rotates the Frost forward to the point where theoretically Loop would hit it, but we don't have Loop developed, so it doesn't really do anything. Because if we develop Loop, we lose the Frost Orb. But I mean, developing Frost Orbs is kind of how we're scaling up, so getting Storm first just seems good. We're not getting energy next turn. We could weak the Orb. He is going to steal Thunderstrike. I think Thunderstrike is the only valid target. Yeah, he's got Thunderstrike for sure. Which is kind of neat because we can go get it from him when we need it, and it doesn't have to stay stuck in our hand forever. But it kind of sucks because we might need it while he's still alive. We're currently proccing Art of War, and Go for the Eyes only blocks for 2, so I think I'd rather have 2 energy than 2 block. Although, obviously we're taking a lot of damage. Yep, Thunderstrike for you. Alright, we can consume... we could like hologram a Zap and Zap. We could consume Fusion. Try to get the hand a little emptier. Consume Fusion blocks for 8. And then we could also hologram or Go for the Eyes. Yeah, I think I like doing Consume and Fusion on a sort of low turn. If we hologram and don't Go for the Eyes, we do trigger Art of War again. And we mostly block out, we'd take a little bit of damage. We could go get Steam Barrier and block out. Seems like a waste though. We could go get Plasma and do Plasma again next turn. It's kind of wild. Trying to be a 3 energy Thunderstrike deck is challenging. We're definitely going to hologram something, but I don't know. I don't want to do it until I know what it is. Maybe we just do Charge Battery. Charge Battery is kind of the same dream as Fusion, but like more practical. Okay. Go for the Eyes draws an extra card. Is there like a card we really need? Defense are nice. But no, there's not a card I really need. It also blocks for a couple of damage. Yeah, okay. So it drew me that defend. It seems worth it. If we play both loops, we proc the Plasma. Let's FTL and see if we can find dual cast. Ooh, okay, we did. So we'll play this loop, and then dual cast the Plasma. I don't know exactly what we're doing. We're like a dog chasing a car currently. Oh, we got the car. We probably want to play a bunch of cards that then stack. Pretty sure one of those cards is Loop, so let's play that. It seems like we probably want to play Charge Battery. Currently, let's see, assuming we play 3 cards and then Stack, Stack is going to block for 14, and that would mean we're blocking for 21. He's only attacking for 24, so I don't want to waste a defend. I would rather just get in damage. The highest priority for damage is Ball Lightning, so that we're getting Thunderstrike prepped. And then I think we want to target this orb so that we can get Thunderstrike out. We've evoked quite a few orbs at this point, so we want to start actually playing Thunderstrike. Alright, see you, Mayona. Alright. Both the orbs missed. I was hoping they would kill him and I would get my Thunderstrike back, but no. We can Claw and then Ball Lightning him, which kills him and gets me the Thunderstrike on a turn I can play it. Yeah, yep, getting it into the shuffle is pretty critical. This worked out really well. I didn't look at the draw pile, although it was, I think, 100% predictable, so should have seen this coming, but didn't. But it worked out, so great. Okay, yeah, 13 times 7 is quite a big number. I like that. Alright, and we have a perfect hand size here, too. Unfortunately, we're getting hyper beamed. I don't think there's enough holograms to get rid of his artifact charges. So we probably want to Cold Snap, or actually Cold Snap blocks for less than defend, so maybe we just want to triple defend. That blocks for 24 and we still die. Let's see, what else could we possibly do? I think nothing. I think we're dead. It's close, though. Does Cold Snap block for as much as defend? It does not. And there's no way to evoke the Cold Orbs. So yeah, we're definitely dead. Okay, well, it's a good run. Neo gave us a mission and we tried it. We failed. Alright, I think that's going to be it for the stream for today. Let me find somebody to raid really quick, and I will send you guys off on your mystical journey through the Twitchosphere. Oh, Hot's streaming. We should definitely do him. Alright, thanks for coming, everybody. Have fun on Hot's stream, and I will see you tomorrow. I stream at about the same time. 8 to 11 is my target. A little bit longer today. Charge!